Hello, everybody. This is Townsend 909. Welcome if you're new to the channel, or welcome back if you're a lovely viewer. Me and Scott or Garrett from Sound Lab Studios, we will be reacting to some of his older videos. Garrett gave me the voice on the pick. Uh, I wasn't. I thought of reacting to our first video with, I believe, first video was the Simon and Garfunkel one, right? Or is that CCR? I forgot. Let me look at the seasons. That's why I like. You have it ordered by. That's why I like. Oh, the CCR one. The second one then. The second video with Jason on his channel with the ranking series. And anything you like to mention before watching the Simon and Garfunkel ranking video? I don't know if my internet's bad.
What is it?
Did you say
it was there for a second? It's better now.
Okay. You have anything to say before watching the Simon and Garfunkel video?
Well, this is the only video or the only live stream, I will say, that has all four of us in it before the season 3 changes. So it will be interesting to watch that.
Yeah, and well, it will be the first and only, but next month we're gonna be doing the Who ranking with all four of us. So
I'm excited about that.
Fun. Same, because my Who list is different. Just watching me, just me and Briar watching the ranking video, just watching how things, just watching my old list and just being like, wow, like can't believe I used to think that. Can't believe I put Magic so darn high.
Yeah.
That album went way lower on my list than it was originally. But yeah, let's start watching it. Just like I did with the Who ranking video, I'm gonna skip past the music parts of it because
I can skip around on here because I don't know if we want to watch all hour and a half of it.
Oh yeah, that too. I'm
I don't
probably
think
just
there's
gonna.
any. I don't think there's any music on this one though. And unless it's
Yeah,
at the no, I don't think there's any music on this one.
Yeah, I think you only did it for like 3 or 4 ranking videos, and then like after that, you stopped doing it because of the copyright thing.
Yeah.
But
I just wanted
yeah.
something fun for the people who were waiting before the live stream.
Yep, copyright could be norms though.
$27.
It's garbage. Have a internet.
Comment that I can see what folks do.
Oh yeah, my Revolver shirt. I don't know where that is.
I just see 23. Anyways, hello, dialed friend. I've come to because it's time to talk about Simon and Garfunkel. All right, so today we're ranking Simon and Garfunkel's 5 studio albums. Hey, Garage Geek, going? 5 albums. I was pressured to chat. Anyways, Wednesday morning, 3 a.m. Sounds of Silence, Sage Rosemary and Thyme, Bookends, and Bridge Over Troubled Water. So short discography, but after last week's Beach Boys video, we need to tackle a much more discography. So we also have in the old millennial with us today. How's it going, man?
Thanks for
Positive. I gotta give you having so many albums when you're ranking albums. Yeah.
What's going on?
Sorry, my internet has become it's not the best. Let's just say that. So sorry, viewers. It's gonna take a little bit. Trying to hook it up to my phone data. That worked. That worked perfectly when me and Brian reacting to the Who videos.
Yeah, the one that one was perfect.
My thing my StreamYard works through the VPN when I'm just, not when I'm just doing it now. But like when I play videos, that's when things get really. That's when.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm able to talk to you, but like once I start playing the video, and it just, it's annoying, really frustrating. Personal hotspot. That's the best thing about having a computer with like an iComputer. It's that like.
Yeah, you can. It's connect to the hotspot. I am actually, while you're doing that, uploading a video right now from a very special friend with an opinion on everything, if you know what I'm talking about.
For having me.
Much better. So any just general thoughts about Simon and Garfunkel as an artist just before we get into this video?
Yep, we were kind of discussing before we started, went live. We were just discussing how they pretty much never really made a bad album. Like they had some pretty good start, but then each one they're starting incorporating other stuff, and they started to really improve. And yeah, those those 5 albums are definitely has some very incredible stuff on them. So it was definitely good to re-listen to this catalog again.
Me, I absolutely love Simon Garfunkel. I got into them around the same time I got into the Beatles, which was around like like 9th and 10th grade. Just amazing sound they had. My very first my second album I ever bought in my house was I knew how I ever see that. So there are more hits like Miss Robinson, Cecilia, Then I got into their last album, funny enough, first and the last, and then I listened to Bookends. Like it's cool how they went from like being like just like a duo, biggest like with the Wrecking Crew. That's how I feel.
Best duo ever, I believe. It's hard to beat. And yeah, I'm always surprised that they only made 5 albums, and because they have so many hits on the radio growing up. Yeah, when I was listening to oldies, I mean, there's so many Simon Garfunkel songs. So they really packed in quite a bit in 5 albums. I feel like hit songs and so forth. So I don't know how many more bands or groups have done it like they have. And maybe they could have
Graduate, I think.
They didn't get along.
I will say it was cool going through reviewing each Simon and Garfunkel album with Jason and just seeing how they evolved with their sound. I always like that. The only reason why I have Wednesday morning 3 a.m. higher than some of the others is mostly because of nostalgia and it being more of a personal record.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
Like all the albums are great. Like they don't have a single weak album. So even just we're gonna say it when we rank it, but even the bottom album isn't really the bottom album. It's just we had to pick a bottom spot.
Good album.
Them, the Police, and CCR besides Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Which, funny enough, was also videos that we was Jason on. Wait, I think Jason was on our police video. Now that I'm thinking about it, but Briar wasn't. And then it was just you, me, and Briar for the police top
let
10.
me check. I think it was season 2 when we did.
Let's see videos live.
Yeah, let me check. Does not want to get along with me.
The police albums ranked. Okay, so the police
Remember
albums
we
ranked
included
is
the Mardi Gras list because so I'll put it at number 7.
Yeah. Okay, so the police albums ranking, Jason was on that, but Briar was not. Police top 10 songs is yeah, just you, me, and Briar. Uh-oh. Professor, where'd you go? Oh, it's just me? All right. Well, oh boy, it is just me now. This is
My patience is dwindling.
Let's do something else. We can't video. Let's change the title.
Yeah, we would just make it general live stream.
I was about to bring out the Michael McDonald impression if it was just me. It came from somewhere back in long ago. A sentimental foolish to trying hard to recreate.
Go in the general chat. I'm gonna send the link to the stream if anyone wants to join.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh yeah, I went to the record store today and had to make a very difficult decision because there were so many good records.
Oh yeah, you got lucky. I would have picked the Arthur album, and Future Games. Those two would have been my 2 picks.
Well, because I got Mystery to Me last time, so.
True.
Although that record store I went to had something else by the Kinks, but it was $50.
Yeah, and was that at least an original pressing?
It was.
It was probably US pressing then.
Yeah.
Because finding original UK pressings are like really hard to find.
Heroes are hard to find.
Yep, the Kinks in that case would be the heroes. Suitingly. Yeah, I'm going to change the video name to General Hangout because I can't, for the life of me, stream videos with this VPN. Oh, we could take double albums.
Yes, either that or we can do that and we can do improving albums.
Yeah, like not like it doesn't have to be the video title, but yeah. Like I said, with the double albums, the only ones I'm not gonna touch are like concept double albums, like Lamb Lies Out on Broadway, Tommy, The Wall. Like those albums, like has a story, and taking songs from a story and making it into a single album wouldn't work. It would just a lot of the story would be unfulfilled.
Yeah.
The closest exception to that is Quadrophenia, because to be honest, the story isn't that clear.
Yeah, you can even have like the story with just half the album. I did it on my channel. I made a playlist that was single album Quadrophenia, and you can still tell the story.
Yeah. Well, obviously, let's start with the big one, the Beatles with the White Album.
Oh boy.
That's always the go-to one whenever you talk about.
I can't make that a single album. I'd have to make that 2 albums: the White Album and the Black Album.
Well, if I if I made a double, if I'm not a double, if I made a single album, I would make the sides like it was on the first disc, like have 8 songs on one side and then 9 on the next, so that I have a lot more songs to work with. But there is a lot of cuts I have to make.
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
I'm gonna go and
first-
pull up the track listing for this because
Oh yeah, me too, because I haven't listened to this album in a very long time. Pardon me. First, I have to remove 13 songs from the album, and then make a
oh
coherent
boy.
album out of it.
Okay, here we go. Track listing. Okay, and this is gonna be tricky, but oh well.
Obviously, keep Back in the USSR and Dear Prudence. That's like one of their better openers to their albums. If I do say so myself. The like you can't beat the planes coming in the background and then like
Boom, 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 boom.
yeah, keep those. There's a lot of obvious ones like Get Rid of Wild Honey Pie. That's the first one. That song was just filler, straight up filler. Revolution 9, obviously, that's 2. Those are 2 that we could agree on.
Yeah.
Would you get rid of Long, Long, Long?
I want to have 2 George Harrison songs on here, but I want to do While My Guitar Gently Weeps and Savoy Truffle because those are the 2 best of the 4 Harrison songs.
Okay, so we could get rid of Long, Long, Long and Piggies then.
But you can do your version and I'll do my version.
Cool. Oh, yeah, okay.
So it looks like because each of these sides are about 23 minutes long. Which how did you fit that much music onto one side? Usually it's about 20 minutes.
I mean, the Kinks was able to do 2 on their Village Dream Preservation Society album. Like they were able to put 8 songs into one side. I'm like, I was impressed by that.
Side 4 is 24 minutes and 21 seconds. How did they do that?
I know.
So I'm just going to,
crazy.
since they did that, I will say I will limit myself to 50 minutes of music with 25 minutes per side.
Also, you're free to use the Lady Madonna and Hey Jude singles.
Yes.
If
I'm
you
probably
do-
going to be using some of those because there is definitely a particular song that needs to be on this album.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I know what
pulling
you're
up a calculator so that I can get the time. Okay. So we will. What do you want to do? Like you do track 1, and then I do track 1, and then track 2, track 2.
yeah. Well, I got to think of it first, but I feel like I think we would both agree on Back in the USSR and Dear Prudence as the openers, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Those, yeah, that might be my favorite Beatle opener. Well, if it wasn't 2 songs, I would say that's my favorite Beatle opener. But if I had to just go by one standalone song, it would be Taxman.
Yeah. Taxman's good.
That's one of my all-time favorite Harrison compositions. Just in general, like solo stuff, Beatles stuff, Wilbury stuff. That's one of his all-time best.
Just letting you know, I'm going to keep most of the stuff from the first disc. I prefer the first disc to the second disc of
I'm about to agree with you on that.
White Album.
I actually agree because it has like Blackbird and it has a lot of great stuff, a lot of quality.
Okay, so I'm definitely going with track 1 is Back in the USSR and track 2 is Dear Prudence because those definitely need to be the first 2 songs on the album.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that. Like I was just saying, definitely an essential way to open up that album. It's not the White Album.
We have a Paul song and a John song. Let's throw in a George song next. I'll go ahead and put track 3 is going to be While My Guitar. Actually, that one needs to be later in the album. Track 3. I want that to end side 1, honestly speaking. So track 3 will be Savoy Truffle.
Okay. I'm gonna. Yeah, this is where our opinions differ. Actually put Obla Di Obla Da after that. Because after more serious song, just like throw in a lighthearted, goofy song right after that.
I mean, Savoy Truffle's kind of a goofy song about Eric Clapton getting fat from chocolate.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's crazy how like Cream was working on their double album when like they were both making double albums when this in 1968. What's your next track?
Track 4. My track 4 is going to be. I'm going to have side 1 be more whimsical and side 2 be more serious. So I'm going to have the next track be Rocky Raccoon, track 4.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I gotta think of mine because
And I'm going to try
I
to
didn't.
I'm going to try to put I'm going to try to put, oh boy, 8 songs on one side. A 16-track album. But yeah, I'll try to do 8 songs on one side since some of these are short songs.
Okay. In Beatle fashion, well, especially White Album fashion, where they like to go from one, like making a song drastically different from another, I'm gonna include the B side to let's call it
Oh, The Inner Light, the Harrison song?
yes.
That's a good choice.
How did you know? It's weird. I'm surprised you didn't think it. You didn't know. You weren't thinking. I was thinking of the Hey Jude single, Lady Madonna single. The Inner Light. The White Album especially is known for having like a song being from like drastically turning from one song to another, and my White Album is gonna be kind of like that because I kind of like how they did that. Not only that, but Inner Light's way better than that boring long song that would end up being on it. Honestly, it mystifies me how that was not how the Inner Light wasn't on the album, but long was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my track 4, the Inner Light.
Okay. Let's bring John into this. Track 5 will be Bungalow Bill. Because I like some of these goofy songs. Like we have Rocky Raccoon and Bungalow Bill back to back. I think those really go together. And then
Sorry.
Whatever I don't choose for this album, I'm gonna have to choose for a different album. Because this really needs to be 2 albums.
Yeah, my next track's gonna be Bungalow Bill as well. Go from that Indian inspired song to that song, and yeah, that's my 5th track as well.
My 6th track is something that I've actually made a playlist of, and the transition is amazing. It's going to be Birthday, just because I love the transition of their clapping from Bungalow Bill. John just goes, "Hey yo!" I think that's even better than the transition between that and While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
I actually disagree. That's the next track on the album is like While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I don't know if it's because I've heard that album so much and I've just sort of got accustomed to. I've just gotten so used to. Same with the Back to in the USSR to Dear Prudence. I've gotten so accustomed to having that song come right after Bungalow Bill. It's like whenever I shuffle the White Album and that, like whenever I do shuffle the album and I don't get that after Bungalow Bill, I just get an empty feeling. And yeah, it's my 6th track. While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Okay, number 6. We just had a Paul song, so it's time for a John song. Something kind of more fun. I'm going to go with Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey.
That's a good one. After While My Guitar Gently Weeps, that extremely heavy song on the album, I'm going to go to the one goofy song that you just added. Not just added, but the one you added before, which was Rocky Raccoon. That works pretty good after that, it just fades away and you just hear, the Rocky Raccoon thing. It's just like, a little lighthearted after that.
Mm.
Works.
And then my track number 8 is going to be, because we have to have a Ringo song on here, Don't Pass Me By.
You might think I'm crazy for doing this, but for me, that's also how the first side ends. Is Don't Pass Me By. Just get the fiddle at the end, and then like the rest. It's crazy how like the mono and stereo version have different fiddles at the end.
I've listened to the stereo version so many times I don't know what the mono version one sounds like, which is opposite for Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah, I never listened to the mono White Album before.
I've listened to it maybe twice. There was a time where like it was the only White Album I had in the car, and I couldn't listen to it because it didn't have. I've got blisters on my fingers on it.
Oh yeah, that was the only one I heard from the White Album was that, and I'm like, yeah, automatically the mono version's a lot worse just for that.
Yeah.
Not that, but I heard Don't Pass Me By is like an octave higher than it is. Like
it's a little bit faster. They sped up the tape kind of like She's Leaving Home, except I don't like the sped up version as much on Don't Pass Me By. I like the higher version on She's Leaving Home.
I agree with both. Okay, so our first side ends with Don't Pass Me By. So far, we've agreed on a couple of things, and we've disagreed on quite a bit of things. Well, how does your White Album start off in the first side? I mean, second side.
It's going to be the only kind of fun song on side 2. I just think this is actually, you know what? I can save that song for a different album or a single or something. I'm going to put the first song on side 2 is going to be Blackbird.
That's a good one. I'm including the A side, Lady Madonna. That one opens up the second side.
Actually, you know what? Can I switch that? I want Lady Madonna on there as well.
Good. Yeah, Lady Madonna has to open up the second side.
Yeah.
Just after the fiddle, and then you drop the needle on the second side, and you hear the
boom, 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 boom.
But yeah, Lady Madonna opens up the second side. I'm glad you agree with me on that.
And then a complete 180. I'm going to go with John Lennon's Happiness is a Warm Gun for the next track.
You're such a mind reader because that's what I was thinking. I'm not even joking. I literally just did it. I'm like, wow. Can't believe we're agreeing so far on this. What's your next track?
Let's see. Track 4. I'm going to try to find another. Let's see. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot. I'm trying to figure out what goes good right after that. Let's go with I Will by Paul McCartney.
That's a good one. For me, after Happiness is a Warm Gun, I'm going to go to Savoy Truffle. Sort of lighthearted George Harrison song after part of the song being about heroin, and then like after that about sugar. Just a complete 360 on that one.
Actually, how many songs do we have so far?
We are on the third song on the second side.
Did I say I Will? Did I put I Will as the third song?
That is correct.
Since what I'm going for, I can only get 6 songs because one of them is long. I'm trying to think if I actually do want that to be that. Let's see. Lady Madonna, Happiness is a Warm Gun. Let's see. 3. Actually, I'm gonna have to go instead with Helter Skelter. Actually, wait, no, it's too soon. 1, 2, Happiness is Warm Gun. I get 4 more songs. Okay, so I really only get 2 more songs. Okay, yes, it is going to be Helter Skelter next.
Okay. Cool.
Including, I've got blisters on my fingers.
Of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can't have that song without it's essential. I just gotta complete some of my track list so I don't just have to come up with it on the spot. Okay. Ooh, I'm actually really liking my. Ooh, this gonna be a fun. This could be a fun one. Okay, so I have to remove a lot of these songs.
I know I'm upset that we have to remove so many of these songs, but in turn, I've got a pretty good album here.
Oh yeah, I gotta. The way I look at it is that the rest of the songs on the album would be on, like you would say, the Black Album.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's my 17 song. 1, 2, 3. We're on the 4th track, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Next track on the album, Blackbird, after Savoy Truffle. Just after Sugar, just talking about the civil rights movement. After had just to
And
show
now
how
for something completely different.
it's just because this is My White Album shows how distant they were from each other at the time, how different they were, and My White Album just shows it. And,
My album, I'm kind of going with duality, and like I'm gonna have it is just gonna be self-titled The Beatles, but it's gonna have the white side, which is side 1, and the black side, which is side 2. Before Queen did it.
oh yeah. What's your next song on the album, though?
It's going to be While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
That's a
We
good one.
definitely needed to have that one in here.
My next one is Sexy Sadie.
I'm actually going to go with Hey Jude after that.
I'm
which is
gonna go.
why I'm doing less songs on this album, because I needed Hey Jude on there.
Yeah, mine's gonna be Helter Skelter.
And then I will conclude the album with Revolution.
Mine's gonna be Revolution right after that. And you might, before you say, "Oh, how can all that stuff fit on there?" The Rolling Stones managed to do it on the Aftermath album. Same with the.
Well, look at side 4. It's like 25 minutes of music.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. And Fleetwood Mac's then play on also is like 50 plus minutes of music. So that's how I justify mine when I say the rest of my album after Revolution is Hey Jude. And then after the Na 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 Na's at the end, well, I'm going to cut down the Na 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 Na's a little bit so that it
Yeah.
can work a little bit. And then,
And then you can get the extended version on the single.
And Good Night would be the closer.
Cool.
Just a nice Ringo after the Na 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 Na's part.
Hey Jude.
Hey dude.
You know what would be funny is if it's kind of like a hidden track like Her Majesty on my one after Revolution. It's like a long period of pause, and then Glass Onion is like a hidden track where it's like, I told you about the fool on the hill, or like I told you about the walrus and me. And it's like name checking all these songs, and it's like a bonus that you have to like play extra to find on the album. That's what I'm gonna do.
Mine's gonna be Track Records. I'm just kidding. That wouldn't be a rip off. That wouldn't be a complete rip off of the Who Sell Out, which is basically a rip off of the Sgt. Pepper's thing. Yeah, that's my track listing. Want to do Physical Graffiti next? That's a lot.
Yes, because what I'm going to do for Physical Graffiti, I'm going to do 2 in 1. I'm going to make the single album version of Physical Graffiti, and I'm going to improve Presence by putting some of the Physical Graffiti leftovers onto Presence.
You know what? That's what I'm going to do too. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, let me pull up the track listing.
Making this a single album is even harder because there's less songs on it. Not that, but it's probably up there in being one of my favorite double albums. I know you said you're not. Okay.
There we go. Let's see. All right, it's pulled up.
I'm just wondering how I'm gonna make this how I'm gonna do this because I know the first disc on the original album is like 6 songs, and then the other one's 9 songs. Oh yeah, after we're done making a single album version of this, I have an idea. I have a crazy idea you might want to do. Doing
Okay.
doing disc 1 of Physical Graffiti versus Permanent Waves by Rush.
Ooh. Ooh.
Trampled Underfoot versus Different Strings. Cashmere versus Natural Science.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. The first disc, I feel, the first side's gonna be easy on Rush's part, but then side 2 is gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
But let's not get into that now. Let's do the single version of this one though.
Okay.
Let's do it the way we were doing with the White Album. What's your first track?
My first track is the Wanton song because I want you to drop the needle and it just goes. I want it to just hit you straight in the face as soon as you start the record.
Yeah. I mean, the other Led Zeppelin albums did that. That's one complaint I have with Physical Graffiti is that it doesn't open up strongly like compared to the first 5. First 4. No, first 5. Good Times, Bad Times, Whole Lot of Love, Immigrant Song, Black Dog, Even Though I'm Sick to Death of That Song, and the song remains the same. Custard Pie comes off as a little weaker in terms of power. Even Achilles' Last Stand opens up more rocking than Custard Pie. But I'm getting way too ahead in that. I was going to have the Rover be the opener, but I agree. The Wanton song would be a perfect way to open up the album.
All right, my track 2 is going to be Trampled Underfoot, which is kind of a minor hit for them. I like it. You get that big open, and then the next thing you get is this really funky John Paul Jones song with the Stevie Wonder-esque keyboard.
Yeah, that's actually a really good follow-up. Mine's gonna be the Rover.
That's gonna be my track 3. Will be the Rover.
Cool. I gotta think of a.
I gotta see how much time I'm gonna do 4 songs per side.
And I'm gonna have 4 songs on one side and then 5 on the next.
Okay.
Wow. What would be a good follow-up to the Rover? Sadly, I can't include In My Time of Dying because that song's 11 minutes. And that would take up too much time.
I got about 22 minutes for what it looks like I'm going to do, so I can do my last song, thankfully.
Next song on the album, Houses of the Holy. Right after the Rover.
My track 4 is going to be the last song on side 1, and I'm going to go with 10 Years Gone.
My last song on side 1 is going to be Cashmere.
Okay. The first song on side 2, I'm going to go with In the Light.
Same. I always love this, how it goes from Cashmere to In the Light in the original album, and I'm going to keep it the same for here.
And then track 2, I'm only going to do 3 songs on the second side. It's a 7-track album. Track 2 is going to be Night Flight.
I feel like after In the Light, this is why it's a 5-song album, because I feel like after In the Light, having Brawn Your R after it, like a nice acoustic song after that crazy synthesizer music.
Man, okay, would I be able to fit, because it's short? Am I going to be able to fit that?
Oh, it's like 2 minutes. It's very short.
Hold on a second. I got to calculate. Let's see. Because all these songs that I have on side 2 are so long. Okay, so In the Light is about 9 minutes. And then Down by the Seaside is 5.5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Nope, too long. I'm just going to have to do 3 songs.
Dang. But yeah, after the epic In the Light, I'm having Granyar are.
The big epic conclusion to the album is going to be Kashmir for me.
Yeah, that's a good way to end the album. Well, now that leaves the rest of the picks for me. After that, a nice acoustic guitar. I have to have Trampled Underfoot right after that. That works perfectly. Then after that, I'm gonna have Down by the Seaside, and the album closer is gonna be 10 Years Gone.
That's a good choice for the album closer.
It was opposite. Like your side closer is 10 Years Gone, but my side closer was Kashmir. And the
I'm
opposite.
going to make a cassette tape with this track listing of Physical Graffiti, the one I made. I like that, and then I can make an improved present. Oh, and side B can be the improved presents. Dude, I got to make this. I've got to remind myself. Okay, so it was Wanton Song, Trampled Underfoot, The Rover, and 10 Years Gone. And then the B-side was In the Light, Night Flight, and Kashmir. Cool.
Imagine how badly I just imagine how badly Presence would lose to Moving Pictures. For like
Oh,
7 songs.
I don't.
Even though-
I don't even think Achilles' Last Stand could beat Tom Sawyer. Honestly,
Me too, honestly. I was gonna say like
even though I love Achilles' Last Stand, that is a runner-up for one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs.
not even the best song on the album could be one, in my opinion, one of the weaker songs on Moving Pictures. So
No.
that right away just shows how better that album is. But yeah.
All right, now let's do the improved presence with the outtakes of Physical Graffiti that we didn't have.
Yeah. Let me make a playlist. Presence if it was good. It was good. That's an album that'll probably never grow on me. I let Exile grow on me, but Presence
I don't
is just,
want to let presence grow on me. I love to hate it.
I don't hate it. It's not an album
Well,
I hate.
I don't hate it. I just it's just
Mildly-
fun to say there's a Led Zeppelin album I don't like
That's fair.
because all their other albums are so good. Okay, so track 1. How can it be anything other than Achilles' Last Stand?
Yeah, that's arguably one of the best songs that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Achilles' Last Stand.
And then track 2. Let me see. I'm actually going to keep For Your Life because it sounds like it sounds kind of like a Physical Graffiti leftover, just not as interesting, but it's okay. It's good enough to be left on the album.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, that's also my pick For Your Life.
And then
those are like the only... Sorry.
oh, sorry about that. Let's see. 10, 12, 13, 16. 16. Oh, I have time. Track 3 will be Down by the Seaside.
Cool. Yeah, that was on my Physical Graffiti. My next song is going to be the side closer, and that's going to be In My Time of Dying. Have that amazing 11-minute track close out the first side.
Can you do 11, 10, and... Because you can do Achilles' Last Stand and In My Time of Dying is all you can fit on one side.
Yeah, I think that would work. In My Time and Dying with Achilles' Last Stand, but yeah. Oh, let me do that.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, yeah.
Side 2, I am going to keep Nobody's Fault But Mine. That's the first song.
For me, it opens up with Custard Pie. And Nobody's Fault But Mine's a good song. I kept it on the album, but I feel like Custard Pie would have been a better opener for the second side.
Okay, now we get Actually, you know what? I'm going to agree. I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to do Custard Pie, and then I'm going to go with Nobody's Fault But Mine.
Same. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I actually agree with that. That's my second song. I had it as the last song, but I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. And then we're going to have a little Boogie with Stew.
For me, Night Flight comes after that.
And then the big epic closer for the album will be In My Time of Dying.
You know what? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have Boogie with Stu close out the first side, and then I'm switch before. Okay, so my track listing is Achilles' Last Stand, For Your Life, and then Boogie with Stu, side one, then Custard Pie, Nobody's Fault But Mine, Night Flight, then In My Time of Dying.
Okay, and then mine is Achilles' Last Stand, For Your Life, Down by the Seaside, Custard Pie, Nobody's Fault But Mine, Boogie with Stew, and In My Time of Dying. Which actually would be a pretty good album now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I want to. Okay, so I want to do an alternate track listing of. Oh yeah. Well, first I wanted to do track versus track. Okay, so first track, Spirit of Radio versus Custard Pie.
Spirit of Radio.
Yeah, I agree. The Rover versus Free Will.
You know what? I'm actually going to go with the Rover. They're tied.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going. I have to agree with you. Next song on the album, Jacob's Ladder versus In My Time of Dying.
Oh boy. I'm going with Jacob's Ladder, but they're both amazing.
Yeah. I have to agree with you because Jacob's Ladders is one of my all-time favorite Rush songs. And while I love In My Time of Dying to death, it's not one of my favorite Zeppelin songs.
Mm,
Probably because of the length.
I used to think it was too long.
Houses of the Holy versus Entree New.
Entree New.
I'm going with Houses of the Holy. Different Strings versus Trampled Underfoot.
Trampled Underfoot.
Natural Science versus Cashmere.
Oh boy, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to have to go with Natural Science, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
I'm going with Natural Science.
It's that reverse echo part that really does it for me. That
it's the whole song that does it.
And it just where it goes makes those like mechanical sounds, and then it's so cool. And I love the line, art is expression, not as market campaigns. And like, even though Kashmir is one of my top 10 Led Zeppelin songs, that's how much I like Rush. A song that's not that's or it wasn't it was in my top Rush songs. But like that, it was like top 15 other than top 10, and it beat out a top 10 Led Zeppelin song.
Yeah, that is interesting. Next track versus track I want to do is an album that I think is similar to a certain album. That's going to be Invisible Touch versus Signals.
Ooh.
Both are hated. Both are hated by their fans. Both
Why
are
do people hate Signals?
Because kind of like why you disliked it the first time when you first heard it was.
Yeah.
It's a big departure from their sound. Like, while Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves was, Signals was like the most drastic out of all of them. I wouldn't say it's as hated as Invisible Touch, but
yeah, I really don't get why people hate Invisible Touch. But
yeah. First, right away, I'm left with a difficult choice: Subdivisions versus the title track of.
I'm not. It's Subdivisions all the way. Like, it's so weird. I'm not as big on the title track of Invisible Touch. There's like so many other songs I like so much better on that album.
I have to think.
I'm going with Subdivisions.
Cool. I gotta think because
Boom, boom,
I love
boom,
both
boom,
tracks.
boom, 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 boom. Sprawling
I'll
on
go
the
with
friend.
Subdivisions. I'll go with
Okay.
Subdivisions. The Analog Kid versus Tonight, Tonight, Tonight.
Oh no. Why they have to make it so hard? Okay, I'm going with the Analog Kid, actually, even though Tonight is probably my favorite song in the album, which probably shows how much of a chance Genesis has at winning this album battle.
Oh no. I actually picked Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. Wow.
It's Alex's guitar solo that really drove it over the edge for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Even though I love Phil Collins' vocals on this one, and I really like the moody instrumental section, I'm going with the Analog Kid.
I mean, I'm not upset at all because it's my favorite Rush album. So, any praise towards my favorite Rush album, I'm gonna agree strongly. Next song on the album, Chemistry versus Land of Confusion.
Okay, Genesis is on the board.
I'm actually going with Chemistry. That's one of my all-time favorite Rush songs. Digital Man versus In Too Deep.
Ooh. I'm
One's
going
an
with.
amazing reggae-inspired song, and one's a very nice ballad.
I love both of these songs, but I'm going with Digital Man.
I don't know. Both they're different from each other. I love the like the sort of like police inspiredness of Digital Man.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like something that would be on Zenyatta Madonna or Ghost in the Machine or whatever. Briar might dislike me for saying this because it's a ballad. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Digital Man as well.
I do like In Too Deep though. That is an amazing song. I just
Oh, yeah.
I like Digital Man more.
The Weapon, the second part of the Fear trilogy, versus Anything She Does.
I'm going with The Weapon. These are probably my least favorite songs on each of the albums, but I'm still going with The Weapon.
I agree. New World Man versus Domino.
Oh.
He's a new world man.
Oh man. Mm. Okay, I gotta choose something, and I'm actually going to go with Domino. Believe it or
Ooh,
not,
I go with New World Man.
I
Good choice.
almost picked it, but
Throwing It All Away versus Losing It. For me, this one's an easy one. I'm going with Losing It.
I'm going with Losing It as well. I don't know how that song flew over my head the first time I heard it, but like you kept talking about how good it was, and I like looked up the lyrics. It's like really deep about like growing. It's like the better version of Time Stands Still almost.
That and it's just an amazing song. Just the musicianship and
Yeah, and like Geddy Lee's synth playing on there, and Alex's guitar playing, and just Neil's drumming, and everything is just so good on that one.
it was like really close to being Vital Signs when I first heard. Like the second time I heard it, I'm like, is this song gonna be better than Vital Signs? But I still think Vital Signs is the best Rush song, even though Jason thinks it's unmemorable.
Somebody
Countdown,
else thinks it's unmemorable, but you're gonna have to watch the video.
yeah, Countdown versus the Brazilian. This is another easy one for me.
I'm going with Countdown. Oh my goodness, it's like 6-2.
I'm going with the Brazilian. Believe it or not, it's also
Really?
6-2. Yeah,
And
Countdown.
now this does not mean I hate Invisible Touch.
Let's do one more Genesis versus.
I love Invisible
Rush.
Touch. It's just you're putting it up against one of my favorite bands, Rush.
Oh
Like
yeah,
if you're
definitely.
putting something up against Rush, it's probably not going to have a chance.
Here's the next track versus track. This could be one more Genesis versus Rush.
Okay.
Hold on. trying to like because I like to make a playlist and I like to remove tracks so I could keep count. Foxtrot from 1972 versus 2112. And the 2112 song is going to be the last song on the album, just like Supper's Ready. So the sides will be
Okay.
switched.
Okay.
A Passage to Bangkok versus Watcher of the Skies.
It's a passage to Bangkok.
I prefer Watcher of the Sky.
We are
Twilight
taking
Zone.
the train to Bangkok.
The Twilight Zone versus Timetable.
Twilight Zone.
Timetable. Lessons versus Get 'Em Out by Friday.
I'll go with Get 'Em Out by Friday. That's kind of a fun British humor song.
Yeah, just like the one from Nursery Crime, which is my favorite off from Nursery
Girl
Crime.
with the Barrel.
Yeah, I actually agree, but it just barely beat Lessons though. That one was hard. Tears versus Can Utility and the Slime, whatever, just that song.
Tears.
Going with the Foxtrot song. Something for Nothing versus Horizons.
Something for Nothing.
Yeah, that's one I agree. Now for the epic one. 2112 versus Supper's Ready.
2112.
I agree.
Guinness has only won once.
I can't believe I think Foxtrot's better than 2112.
Really?
It won 4-2.
Well, just because it won that battle doesn't mean anything it's better.
True. Well, I actually do prefer Foxtrot over 2112. What are two albums you think would be a good? Oh, look. Excellent.
Watcher of all.
Okay. Think you could think of two albums that would go great against each other?
Let's see. I want to put something up against Who's Next.
Obviously, Mr. Wonderful. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've been listening to Mr. Wonderful a little bit lately.
Oh boy!
Because I'm trying to prepare for the review.
How many songs does Mr. Wonderful have on it?
12.
Mr. Wonderful versus Beatles for Sale?
Let's do it. Because we're gonna have to remove 2 tracks from Beatles from Sale, one from each side.
Let's do which album is worse, and you can take off 8 Days a Week and No Reply or I'm a Loser. One of those.
Actually, the one song that I would get rid of to make the album less good is Babies in Black. That's one of my
That
ultimate.
and 8 Days a Week on the second side.
Yeah, it works because they're both.
So you have to give the point to which one you think is worse.
Okay, so hold on. I gotta pull up the Beatles and because, like I said, I gotta make a playlist. Just makes things a lot. It just.
I want to see what Dust My Broom is going up against.
Oh yeah, Fleetwood Mac, Peter Gabriel. I keep saying Gabriel. Peter Green era.
Peter Gabriel's Fleetwood Mac.
Well, it would be a lot better if a Fleetwood Mac if he was in it.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. No Reply versus Stop Messing Around.
Now, I've only listened to Mr. Wonderful once, so I'm not going to really be able to do this, but
Oh, okay, so I could do it by myself then. If I had to pick those songs that's worse, it's gonna be the Fleetwood Mac song. I've Lost My Baby versus I'm a Loser. Which song's worse? I'm actually gonna say I'm a Loser's the weaker song of the two. Never been the hugest fan of I'm a Loser, believe it or not.
I'm a loser.
Rolling Man versus Rock and Roll Music. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac obviously loses that one. I'll Fall the Sun versus Dust My Broom. If that battle can be any more easier, obviously Dust My Broom worse.
I wanted to
Even
know.
though
I wanted to know what was going up against Dust My Broom, and it did not disappoint.
even though I'm not the biggest fan of I'll Fall the Sun, that song's way better. Oh, if only it was against Mr. Moonlight, that would have been perfect. Mr. Moonlight versus Love That Burns. I'm gonna say Mr. Moonlight's a lot worse. I can't stand that song. Kansas City versus Dr. Brown, the aka Dust My Broom version 2. I'm gonna say Dr. Brown. Actually, Kansas City's worse. That's another song I just never got that into for some reason. Words of Love versus Need Your Love Tonight. Yeah, that one's obvious. Words of Love is better. So that means Dr. Brown's worse. I mean, Need Your Love Tonight. I mean, oh my God. Honey Don't, the Ringo filler song versus If You Be My Baby. Both songs are not good, but I think the Honey Don't song is worse. Even Boogie versus Every Little Thing's a lot better than Even Boogie. I Don't Want to Spoil the Party versus Lazy Poker Blues. Believe it or not, the Beatles lose that one. What You Doing versus Coming Home. Yeah, Coming Home's worse because it's Dust My Broom part four. Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby versus Trying So Hard to Forget. I'm gonna say the Fleetwood Mac song's better because oh my God, I really can't stand Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby. That song is just so dreadful.
Cringy.
It's actually up there with that. It's actually a tie. They're both bad albums.
Oh no.
I think they're both equally. I actually rated Beatles for Sale with 4 out of 10, and I gave Mr. Wonderful a 5 out of 10. So I actually prefer Mr. Wonderful, believe it or not, than Beatles for Sale.
Ooh.
Well, I will say Fleetwood Mac at the worst is nowhere near as. I mean, the Beatles at their worst is nowhere near as bad as Fleetwood Mac at their worst. Still haven't talked about Time yet.
Ooh.
Or Behind the Mask, or Say You Will. Man. Hopefully we could review Mr. Wonderful sometime soon because I want to get to
Get it over with.
Talk about Then Play On.
Yeah.
I really like Showbiz Blues. That's such a great song.
Yep.
When I first saw that song, I'm like, oh no, is this going to be the Showbiz song that's going to ruin the album like it did with Steely Dan? I'm like, oh man.
Show business kids making movies of themselves. It's so stupid.
Going to Las Vegas. Oh, besides that song, that album.
Got the Coopity Cop. It's like, what the heck? You got
Top
the Steely Dan t-shirt.
10 Ways of Ruining a Perfect Album. Because other than that, that's a perfect album. It would be my second favorite Steely Dan album.
Yeah, listen to it again. It's actually pretty good. Mass wages.
Are you familiar with the UK track listing of Then Play On? Because it has some of the songs from English Rose. Well, it has all the songs from English Rose.
I don't remember all of them though.
Oh, I was gonna have that go against Aftermath because both are my favorite albums by them, and both are the albums when they became really good. Especially Fleetwood Mac.
You go running for the shelter of your mother's little helper.
Oh, yeah. The 14-track version would be better because we could have Mother's Little Helper versus Coming Your Way.
I'd go with Mother's Little Helper. Things are different today.
I gotta
hear
listen.
every mother say.
I gotta listen to them play out more before I could do a proper track versus track.
Yeah.
list. I would lean more towards the Stones. Oh yeah, I saw you post on the group chat that Aftermath's an album you wanted to review eventually on the channel.
Yes.
Are we gonna review the UK album and then discuss Painted Black at the end, or we're gonna just
No, because we're gonna do Flowers eventually.
okay?
Because Jason likes that one.
I want to. That sucks because What You Do isn't on that album. And I really want to. I wish we could talk about that song. Yeah, I really know. I really don't know what to do. I can't think of good.
No running for the shelter of a mother's little help. Let's do a track versus track with Breakfast in America and with something else.
Ooh,
How many tracks does that have?
let me look. Let me see. 10 tracks.
Go running for the shelter of a mother's little helper. How many songs are on Synchronicity?
Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, also a 10 song album. Goodbye, Gone Hollywood versus Synchronicity 1.
I would go with Gone Hollywood.
Same. The Logical Song versus. Let me pull up the track list of The Police.
Walking in Your Footsteps.
Walking.
That's the name of it.
Yeah.
I'm going with The Logical Song.
Same. Walking Your Footsteps good, but it's not that good. Oh My God versus Goodbye Stranger. It's been nice.
I'm going with Goodbye Stranger. It's so weird. I love Synchronicity, but I'm picking Breakfast in America.
Oh yeah, this could be an easy one. Mother versus the title track.
Breakfast in America.
Miss Grodenko versus Oh Darling.
Miss Grodenko.
I'm actually go with Oh Darling. Synchronicity 2. Got the track listing for Tram now because I'm not familiar with the track listing on it. On the second side. Take the Long Way Home.
Ooh, Synchronicity 2.
Cohen would Take the Long Way Home. Every Breath You Take versus Lord Is It Mine.
Every Breath You Take.
Blame it on
This beats-
95-1. Blame it on 95-1 ZZO, but Lord Is Mine is the winner. Just Another Nervous Wreck versus King of Pain.
I'm going with King of Pain.
I already
but
know
like
my
both
answer.
of these. Going with King of Pain, but I like both of these songs.
I can't do this, but Just Another Nervous Wreck is my preferred choice. Casual Conversations versus Walking in Your Footsteps. Not Walking. Wrapped Around Your Fingers.
Wrapped Around Your Finger. Okay. The
That's
Police have caught
gonna be,
up.
that's gonna be the only Police song I'm gonna pick is that song. Child of Vision versus Team the Sahara.
Child of Vision. Oh, they tied.
Child of Vision's is my pick. Breakfast in America absolutely destroyed Synchronicity.
Wow. Good thing
Right.
Good thing I put Breakfast in America as one of my favorite albums of all time now.
Yeah. I will be wrapped around your
I had 5 and 5. It was like the first side one went to Breakfast in America and the second one was mostly The Police.
Yeah. I'm gonna Loving on you. Gonna take a map down so bad. It sounds wrong. Won't you let me down? Tall grass and let me do my stuff. Rumors is the example of what band dysfunction would of how Abbey Road and Rumors are like the examples of what a dysfunctional band does for the better for an album, and then Mardi Gras is like the example of the worst possible case. Like Doug's Stu, what's the name of the bassist?
Stu Cook.
Yeah, Stu Cook is no Lindsey Buckingham. He's no Stevie Nicks. He's no Christian McVie. He's none of that. Not even John Fogerty's as good of a songwriter as they are. I'm going to be brutally honest.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
Do.
Tell me which track list is better, because Kremser, Joe, and Jacob made different track lists of the Rumors album. Tell me which one you think is the best and which one's the weakest. So Joe's, like I said, literally is the entire album, but instead of "Oh Darling" being the second last song, it's "Silver Springs." Like he completely removed. He just removed "Rumor." Oh Daddy or whatever. Jacob's Rumors is "Secondhand News," "I Don't Want to Know," "Go Your Own Way," "You Make Loving You Fun," "Dreams," "Oh Daddy," "Gold Dust Woman," "Never Going Back Again," "The Chain," "Songbird," and "Don't Stop." Kremser's is my favorite because it starts off with "A Chain," then "Oh Daddy," then "Dreams," "Songbird," "Gold Dust Woman," "Silver Springs," "Go Your Own Way," "I Don't Want to Know," "You Make Loving Fun," "Secondhand News," "Never Going Back Again," and "Don't Stop."
I really don't know.
I think I prefer Kremser's because he utilizes all 12 of the songs. Because, yeah.
All right, it is probably about time for me to get going.
Okay. Well, in that case, that means the stream ends. So thank you guys for watching the stream. There's just a fun little stream that we did. It was going to originally be us reacting to our videos, but my internet decided to be like, screw you. So we just decided.
Hold on a second. I got one more thing. See if it will let me share my screen, and then because my internet is better.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, let's get this thing over with.
The Trippy Hippie Rush has an opinion on Rush. Well, I have a question. Why did you include Rush twice on the video name? The Trippy Hippie Rush has an opinion on Rush.
I'll have to fix that. I guess I missed that.
The Trippy Hippie has an opinion on everything. Hey, all you dudes and dudesettes. I bet you wouldn't see me again, huh? It's your old pal, Mark Butt, the Trippy Hippie. And Trippy Hippie wants to let you know that he has ended his strike officially. His Trippy Hippie went on strike for a little bit because he wasn't getting paid to do his videos here on the SoundLab Studios. But after a long, hard strike, Trippy Hippie has gotten the compromise of earning 5 cents a video. So Trippy Hippie is working to earn his nickel very hard on this video for you today. Now, what is Trippy Hippie going to be doing on this video for you, you may ask? Trippy Hippie is going to be ranking the studio albums of the maple syrup band, Rush. You know, Trippy Hippie is a big fan of Rush, but only of a certain particular era of Rush. Rush have so many eras that it is hard to keep up with sometimes. And Trippy Hippie is here to let you know that he only prefers one era of Rush, and all of the other are pretty bad.
You pause the video for a second.
So, Trippy Hippie.
Maple syrup. Oh my god, that had me dead. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh man, I love this video already. Oh man, I can't wait till you do the Fleetwood Mac ranking with him and him be like, my favorite album is obviously Mr. Wonderful. As a first generation Fleetwood Mac fan, this is the real Fleetwood Mac. Why did you get under our way? But yeah, you. It's just funny.
Okay.
Hippie will let you know which era that he prefers, because the first generation Rush fans really know which one is the best, such as Trippy Hippie here. So we are going to now be ranking the 19 studio albums of Rush. So without further ado, number 19. Trippy Hippie's number 19 is A Farewell to Kings. A Farewell to Kings. It is just not very good. These songs are very long and complex. Trippy Hippie has no idea what's going on here in these songs. A Farewell to Kings. Why are we saying farewell to the kings? Aren't kings good and rule out over the people? And then we have, Trippy Hippie can't even pronounce that word. Xanadu. Trippy Hippie does not like Xanadu because it is 11 minutes long, and Trippy Hippie does not have the patience to sit through an 11-minute song, which is probably why Trippy Hippie does not like a certain other Rush album, which he is about to talk about. Then you put it on the second side, and we have Closer to the Heart, which it's a short song, but it's not very good in Trippy Hippie's humble opinion because, well, it's bad. It is very annoying. I do not like Gary Lee's high, squealy vocals. I know you may be thinking, if you do not like Gary Lee's high, squeaky vocals, why are you reviewing Rush? Trippy Hippie needs his nickel. Okay, number 18. Number 18 is going to be 2112. 2112. Trippy Hippie does not like 2112.
Oh my god. I love the way he says that album. Anyone who's not a Rush fan would probably call it that too. That's why it's so funny. Like some non-Rush fan would be like, "Oh yeah, the 2112 album."
Xanadu.
Xanadu. That's even funnier.
The first song is 20 minutes long. Trippy Hippie cannot sit through a 20-minute song. Well, maybe he could if he had a little bit of something to smoke, but not on a normal basis. He cannot sit through a song that is 20 minutes long. Trippy Hippie's favorite song on this, he does like A Passage to Bangkok, because well, we can put two and two together on that one. And he does not like The Twilight Zone because The Twilight Zone is a freaky, weird series, and it reminds him of when he used to get scared watching The Twilight Zone when he was in his younger days. Lessons is okay. Tears is horrible and has that awful washy Mellotron thingy, whatever they played on Strawberry Fields for Evan. And it closes off with a very so-so song called Something for Nothing. Like, it even says you can't get something for nothing. Like, that's just common sense, people. You can't get something for nothing. What do I need? What do I need? The Professor Perch telling me that I can't because it's just so obvious. Okay, number 17. Trippy Hippie is now going to go for number 17 with Moving Pictures. Moving Pictures. This was the most critically successful album. And Trippy Hippie does not know why, because all of the songs on here, pretty bad. We start off with Tom Sawyer, which just reminds Trippy Hippie of his 8th grade literature class and reading a book that he did not like a bit. And next we have, Trippy Hippie cannot pronounce half of these names. Red Barch. How do you say that? Red Barch Edda. Red Barch Edda. Okay. That song is not very good either. It goes on for way too long, and Trippy Hippie does not like the car noises. Why are you putting car noises in a song? Trippy Hippie does not know. YYZ is super annoying, and Trippy Hippie cannot stand the beginning of that song because it is just so ugly sounding. And the guitar solo, what are we doing in the guitar solo? It is so random and unplanned out that it is just very annoying on Trippy Hippie. So, and then we have the Camera Eye, which is another 10 minutes. What is up with all of these long songs, people? Trippy Hippie cannot listen to long songs. And we have Witch Hunt. Which are we hunting? I don't know. There is so many annoying sounds at the beginning of that song that Trippy Hippie just turns it off and can't even get past the first minute of the song. And finally,
Surprised that wasn't his favorite on the album.
Finally, we have Vital Signs, which is just so uninteresting. Trippy Hippie cannot even remember what it sounds like. So we are going to be moving on to
I think Jason might agree with that one.
16. Trippy Hippie's number 16 is Hemispheres. Another 20-minute song. What are you thinking? It is so awful. Oh, and Trippy Hippie just thinks, why are there only 4 songs on the album? If you're going to have only 4 songs on the album, at least make them good. Okay, Trippy Hippie's number 15. Okay, number 15 is Caress of Steel. More long songs is all Trippy Hippie is going to say about that one. Number 14 is Signals. Trippy Hippie does not like Signals either. Why is there a Dalmatian on the front of the album? Trippy Hippie does not know. Subdivisions. What is with the guy and the low-pitched voice that says subdivisions? Subdivisions. Subdivisions. Oh, Trippy Hippie cannot stand the man who says subdivisions. It is just very annoying to Trippy Hippie. And the Analog Kid, what is that awful guitar that hurts his head? Oh, it is so bad. And then so many bad songs. The Digital Man is bad. New World Man with that annoying oh, it is awful and losing it. Those wishy-washy lyrics about getting old. It is just so bad. Okay, moving on. Trippy Hippies number 13 is going to be, oh, what is left? Oh, what is left? Trippy Hippies number 13 shall be Power Windows. Power Windows. It is very bad. He does not like the synthesizer they use on this album, and he does not like the song about the Manhattan Project, the atomic bomb song, too historical for Trippy Hippie's taste. And Trippy Hippie does not like Marathon because it reminds him of running, and Trippy Hippie does not work out. And Trippy Hippie does not like Big Money, the song. Trippy Hippie loves Big Money in real life, but the song is too cheesy and 80s for him. He likes the 60s much better. And Trippy Hippie does not like Mystic Rhythms or whatever that song is. Trippy Hippie's number 12. Grace Under Pressure. More of the same. Awful washy synth sounds. Moving on. Trippy Hippie's number 11 is going to be Fly By Night. This is the first one with Mr. Pert on the drum kit, and Trippy Hippie does not like Mr. Pert because he writes lyrics that are way too complex for him to understand what is going on. And the Baito and the Snow Dog is very, very weird and mythological, and Trippy Hippie does not like that. Moving on, number 10, I believe. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. 10 is, what do we have left? Roll the Bones. Roll the Bones. Trippy Hippie loves the song Roll the Bones, but not the singing part, just the part where Gary Lee raps. That is his favorite. He loves the part where they talk about kicking Gluteus Max. That is so amazing. And Trippy Hippie is doing number 9 with Vapor Trails. The album was, apparently they had to remix it later on. Trippy Hippie does not know why. Vapor Trails is very vapory and traily. Number 8, Trippy Hippie is going to go with Hold Your Fire. More washy 80s stuff he does not like, but he had to put it somewhere. Number 7, Trippy Hippie is going with Clockwork Angels, the last album. And Trippy Hippie does not understand what is going on in this album. He just knows that it is about clockwork and angels. Number 6, Trippy Hippie will go with Test for Echo. Trippy Hippie likes this one. It's very grungy and 90s, even though Trippy Hippie loves the 60s more. The 90s are his second favorite decade of music. Number 5 is going to be Presto. Trippy Hippie loves some Presto. Number 4 will be what's left? Counterparts. Trippy Hippie likes Counterparts as well. He really loves how grungy and angsty it is. And number 3, what is number 3? Oh, Trippy Hippie realized that there is an album he does not like that he has not said yet. the Permanent Waves. Trippy Hippie forgot about the Permanent Waves. It is way down on the list, so bumped everything else up and put the Permanent Waves way down at number 27 because it is one he does not like. He does not like the Spirit of Radio. He does not like any of them long songs, boring songs, and washy scent. Number 2, this is one that Trippy Hippie actually likes, is Snakes and Arrows. He loves the instrumentals. The instrumentals are so good on this one because you do not have to listen to Gary Lee's screeching voice, and they are short and a good attention span for him. And the number 1 album of Rush for Trippy Hippie is going to be Rush, the debut, the only good album they ever put out, because it sounds a lot like the Metal Blimp Band. And Trippy Hippie likes the Metal Blimp Band, at least a little bit. And there is no annoying Neil Peart, the annoying drummer who plays rhythms that are way too complex for him and writes words that he cannot understand what in the world is going on at all. It is just straight up rock and roll the way that Rush should have been, and they should have never gotten the professor. It should have been this way all along. Just good old rock and roll with Trippy Hippie's favorite Rush song, I Need Some Love. Because Trippy Hippie needs some love. Okay, that is Trippy Hippie's ranking of the Rush albums. He hopes he will have another video soon so we can earn another nickel to maybe finally buy a Pitos and cheese at Taco Bell for dinner, because Trippy Hippie is broke. So he says goodbye, and remember that the Trippy Hippie has an opinion on everything. See you folks later. All right, let's get this.
Oh man, that's just great. I have an opinion on everything. Can't wait to see his opinion on Fleetwood Mac. That's Lindsay bucking turkey. I don't like it as much. Same with
Lindsay stuffing turkey.
same with Stephen.
Something
Nicks.
that Trippy Hippie did not realize is that Stevie Nicks is a woman. Trippy Hippie was confused, saw the name Stevie, and thought that Stevie was the man and Lindsay was the woman.
As a first-time generation Fleetwood Mac fan, this pop stuff is not the real Fleetwood Mac. I don't like anything after Mr. Wonderful because that's fake Fleetwood Mac. If you want the real Fleetwood Mac, listen to This My Broom, Dr. Brown, Need Your Love Tonight, and Coming Home.
All right.
That was a fun video, mate. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you.